Hello everybody and welcome to the NuWhoZone. As you can see, there's been a change of plan. We were to do the Power of Three, but I'm in no mood to actually do another Chris Chibnall story I should say. So as it's obviously coming up to Christmas, we have decided, as we were on Matt Smith's Doctor, that we're going to do a Christmas Carol instead. And I will be doing random Christmas specials during the week. There won't be any set time. I'll just come on and I will do them. So I hope you can join me next week, because we'll be doing random Christmas specials. I've sent out all the emails to everybody, so I don't know if Lee is joining us, so just waiting on Lee and Queen Charlotte to join us. So we will bring on our guests that we have already with us. So it's the one and only PD Rich.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. And we got Real Super Doctor in there.
No, I don't have the episode.
You'll find it on that site.
That site that you gave me.
I'll write.
Do you have
Right.
iPlayer? BBC iPlayer. Have you got iPlayer?
No.
If you have iPlayer, it's linked to the iPlayer, but I'd use the other site then. As I said,
Okay.
strangely enough,
I
I've got
checked
two
on that
copies.
site and I can't find it.
Wow. Try this one. Hold on. What's wrong with your computer? There you go. Try that one.
All right.
If not, just Google it.
I've tried and absolutely nothing.
That's unusual, because it's very easy episode to get a hold of, actually.
Yeah, it's on iPlayer.
Yeah, but I don't watch iPlayer.
Yeah.
Well, we got Queen Charlotte with us.
Hello.
So as I said earlier in the private chat, I've actually got two copies of this episode.
Yeah.
And with most of the Matt Smith Christmas specials, they doubled them up on the Time of the Doctor DVD.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, doubled everything up. Gave you all the Christmas specials.
No, it's not in this one either.
That's unusual, man.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, there's every single one of them, but just not this one.
I don't know how that's possible. Hold on.
Oh, and very quickly, folks, I've watched Witcher Season 2. It is even better than the first season. So Netflix hasn't gone woke. I can just say that.
I didn't think they were going to. I just thought it was a bit of hoo-ha from the Fandom Menace.
Well, I don't know why Henry, because they all got it off something Henry said in an interview. And I can say this without any spoilers. Geralt is, I would argue, is even in more story season 2 than he was in season 1.
Yeah.
Perhaps so he's not
perhaps he was trying to force
them.
Them. Yeah, perhaps he was trying to force the producers down a different path, and he managed to succeed.
Maybe because he's in basically every episode. He's a big part of.
Yeah.
even though there's a lot going on.
Or he's just trying to force everyone to hate watch it. Yeah.
Maybe.
We're like, we don't actually hate this. Oh, what are you doing, Henry?
No, but I was a bit worried, but I had my faith, and it's been rewarded. It's brilliant season 2.
Oh,
So,
that's
folks,
good
if
to
you
know.
want, if you're a fan and you're a bit on it, watch it. It's really good.
Dan Hadley's in the chat from Facebook, saying Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks, Dan.
Merry Christmas, Dan. I know you're going live in a bit, so good luck for your stream.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the chat won't be able to see him because we're busy coming from the Facebook link. Oh, we can see him here in the private chat. We get the Facebook feed as well. I always said that's a shame you don't get the Facebook feed in the live chat on Facebook. Melina's here.
How often does Henry get his shirt off? Sadly, not a lot, but he's still brilliantly acting. So we don't get the same sort of bath scenes as we did in season 2, but like I said, it's his characters is a lot more depth, and he's brilliant in it.
Yeah, well, it's good to know. I'll probably get a copy sent my way.
We've got one, believe it or not, it's at the coming up. So someone is on Facebook is giving this an angry face. Like, is our sad. By the way, I'll put a link in the private chat for you there, John, and it works.
Right.
So if it doesn't work on your end, it must be your computer, because it actually works. I've checked it and all. That's why I muted myself. I wanted to make sure that it actually worked, and it works. So if it doesn't work, it's an issue with your computer.
Yeah, it seems to be working.
Right, Grant. Right, he has it. So don't forget to hit the like and share button, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. So obviously we're doing a Christmas Carol. I've just decided, look, for the new Who watch-alongs for right now, I'm just going to do Christmas specials, because there's no point of continuing the kind of watch-along the way we've been doing it while the Christmas period is going on.
We're in a festive period.
So as I said, I'm just going to do random watch-alongs during the week. So sometimes I could be on my own, because obviously, the panel will be busy. It's Christmas, so I could be doing them when people are out or Christmas shopping and stuff like that. But come and join me anyway, because we'll have some fun. Come
on, where are we going now? We're in bloody lockdown again. It's coming up, so we're not going anywhere.
We'll see what happens.
There's Lee. Lee is here as well. Welcome.
Hey, hello. I'm still trying to find it as well.
Hello.
No, I'll go into the private chat. There's a link there into the private chat.
Yeah, but it's not there now. So,
someone has to do it. Just give me a second.
Yeah, and folks, I don't sound like a Dalek, because God love the streamers on during the week. Apparently, I sounded like a Dalek the whole thing, and I didn't have no idea until afterwards. So some garbage. I think God loving told me afterwards. It's like, by the way, I was like, Tech doesn't like me. That's your answer.
Use a ring modulator or something.
No, it was just what I was using. Usually it works. It's my iPad. And just that night, it just decided it wanted me to sound like a Dalek.
Yeah. Did it to Odin once, made him sound like a Cyberman.
So I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. You got that, Probby?
Yeah, that seems to be working.
Yeah, just give us 1 second.
I haven't seen this one in years. I thought it was a really good one. I thought the actress, the singer, forget her name. She was really good at it.
Catherine Jenkins.
Yeah, she was really good.
The weird thing about it was I wasn't a huge fan of this Christmas special, believe it or not.
Oh, it's massive.
Neither was I.
Next one I got that.
So it'll be interesting to see if my opinion has changed, because I haven't seen it in years. So yeah, It'll be interesting. No, actually, I think we did do it on the channel.
We've done it once or twice.
We have done it before.
I think we definitely done it before, but I don't remember what I rated it. Will be interesting now because
Sudoku, we've not started yet, mate. We were just getting everybody on and getting links sorted, so you've not missed anything. We've not started watching.
We're about to start now in 2 minutes, so everybody, when you are ready, you know what to do. Press 1 in the chat, and we'll get this show on the road. So yeah, let's do it. I want to sit here and watch something that actually I might enjoy.
Yeah. Genuine Molina's in the chat. Genuine Molina.
Hey.
Hello, love.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I was rushing to get my dinner served up, and you can't hurry rice, can you? You can't.
No.
And you were emailing John Merrick. You're going, dear John Merrick.
So, hello, everyone.
Yeah, and just moderators, just keep your eye out today because there's been a bit of drama on Twitter. Now I haven't gotten involved because, like, you know, there are people out there that have me back, but there's people trying to drag me into shit. So you might have one or two that might pop in the chat. So you know what to do. Just remove them and don't. Everybody in the chat doesn't need to highlight it either. Just let's watch the episode and enjoy. The moderators will do their job, but just keep an eye, just in case, because you know they never. You think they take a break over the Christmas, you know. You know it's wishful thinking, but you think they might just think, oh well, it's the season of goodwill. We'll just leave it for till the new year, and then we'll start up again. If they had that consideration, it'd be fine. But the fact, no, they don't get. It's all year round. They don't take a day off. So, yeah. Right, is everybody in the chat ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you ready? If you're ready, press 1, will you? And then once I know you're ready, then we can go. Do me a favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. I can't actually believe we got a dislike for this on Facebook. I never get any dislikes on Facebook.
Yeah, some little saddo then has found it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's a Christmas special. Get over yourself. Or are we
It's
not
one
allowed
of the
to say?
best ones. Like one of Matt's best ones as well.
Oh, humbug.
It's one of the best Christmas specials, apart from like Time of the Doctor. I think that's a Regeneration episode.
Like, I just don't get it. I find it funny, like, but I just don't get it, man.
It's Jamie's night's first watch along, so this should be fun for you, mate.
Oh, Melina's lost some remote control again. You probably sat on it or eating it, love.
Oh.
You got so excited talking about your plans to marry the 12th Doctor that you've lost the remote, haven't you, love? That's what's happened.
That's it.
There you go, Lee. You've been told.
Well, there's a surprise.
If it's not Melina, it's Jack. It's always somebody with you, isn't it?
That's it.
Melina, it's in the last place you left it. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
As my mum always says.
Oh yeah, retrace your steps. I got told enough times.
Okay, she's found it. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
The unfolding drama.
Getting on
Is
HBO.
it still on HBO?
Okay. We have to wait. Hurry up, Melina.
Yeah.
Actually, just
we
quickly,
need some Doctor Who music, don't we? Just to keep this.
Well, no, we don't. We'll get a copyright strike.
Do be do.
No, if it's redone.
Do be do.
Yeah, just a remix of that with a Doctor Who theme.
That could work. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I need to try that. So it's like when I discovered that Hava Nagella fit with the Doctor Who theme tune, and I made it for Rabbi.
It's perfect. It fits really well.
It's so bizarre. Yeah. Just pitched it down a bit, and it was like,
Well.
So, are we all ready for Christmas yet? As we're waiting,
I don't know.
Yeah.
waiting on Melina. You don't want to get on the wrong side of Melina, like, so we just have to wait. We just have to wait.
That's why I'm filling space. Are we all ready for Christmas? Have we still got tent and stuff to sort out?
Yeah, we don't give presents in my family for Christmas now. We do birthdays.
I'm ready for New
not
Year.
even a bit of something.
No, it's sad. We just don't really do it now. It's kind of it's a Hallmark holiday to everyone in this family, I'm afraid to say.
Well, I found out that Daniel doesn't like Christmas, so so that was me and him in private chat during the week, being like, me going, "How can you not like Christmas?" And he's like, "No, it's rubbish."
Because it's shite.
Basically, that's what he said.
Because it's shite.
And I went, "No, it's not." So we had a proper little to and fro about how Christmas.
I like Christmas myself, but what I don't like is I don't like all the effort that you have to go through for just one day. It just seems over the top for me. You know, it's too commercialized now. That's the problem. You know, it used to be about families getting together, but that may be still the case in America. But in Europe, it's completely different. It's being commercialized and you know, it's more about the gifts now and all of that other rubbish. You know, who got the best gift and all of this crap. Like the Christmas spirit is totally, you know, people have missed the whole point of Christmas. But I enjoy it. I try and enjoy it. I have a lot to do over the Christmas, cooking wise and stuff like that. But once I sit down and I'm tucking into me Christmas dinner and I'm watching something on the TV, I'm in me happy place. So, you know, it's well, the effort is all a bit too much. When it's all done and over with, it's a bit of a relief. And
Melina's ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it before.
5,
4,
3,
no,
1,
go.
Here we go.
Space.
Oh, we got the owl planet there.
Oh no, it's Flux.
It's fluxed. Planet's fluxed.
Oh, it's the flux. Yeah, the early stages of the flux.
Exciting Murray Gold.
Let's leave that conversation totally out. I don't want to hear anything about you know who and you know who. This is concentrate on Matt Smith, and I don't want to see any comparisons either because I don't give a shit. Right?
Yeah, that era was fluxed up.
Matches up to this shit anyway. Even though this wasn't my favorite Christmas special, it still beats anything that the asshole done. So let's just leave it there. Move on and watch this. And there's Amy in her short skirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
That short skirt always causes problems.
It does.
Actually, if you go into the special features of the DVD, you have the one where the Doctor and Rory are fixing the TARDIS and Amy is wearing the short skirt. She's talking about the driving instructor. This was the skirt I wore. And then Rory drops the coupling and the TARDIS ends up in some mad place.
And Rory be in his Roman get-up.
Yeah.
It was funny by the floor.
Have you started the titles yet?
Transparent.
No, we've got the pre-title scene right now, Lou.
The floor of the TARDIS was transparent.
Come along, Pond. Here we go, tiles.
See, I like Karen when she has slightly wavy hair as well. I think she looks lovely.
Down the time toilet we go. That should have been Chris Chibnall. It should have been going down into a sewer. Temporal sewer. Whee. Oh, this is when Doctor Who was Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I suppose I used to at the time take these episodes very seriously, but over the years I've kind of realised, well, you're not really supposed to take these.
Oh no, they're a bit of fun.
No.
Yeah.
I can't hear a fucking thing in this stream.
What?
But that website is so fucking quiet.
Well,
It's Boris Johnson. Oh.
I do like A Christmas Carol, the movie now. I have to say.
Ebenezer Johnson.
No, we can't get too political,
keep
BD.
him out of it as well, will you, man?
Yeah, I know,
Ebenezer
I know.
Johnson.
No politics. Just stick to the topic. Seriously. Don't hear anything about vaccines or fucking politicians or fucking Chris Chibnall or Jodie Whittaker, right?
Oh, this is a lovely set as well, his sort of house,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, we have Dumbledore in,
Yeah.
in Doctor Who.
He would have played a great master, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he plays a nasty piece well in this, doesn't he? Yeah, so I can see what you mean by
It's
master.
too old for the Doctor, though. But still,
Oh, yeah.
He looks a wee bit like Hartnell, in a way. A wee bit.
The hair does, doesn't it? A bit Hartnell-esque.
Right, I can hear someone's audio coming through. It's faint, but
Mine's fucking
I
quiet.
can still hear it. So if you could try turn it down a little bit. I know Lee is struggling to hear his, so it's probably not Lee. So if you could just turn the audio down just a little bit, because every time I do these streams, it's bleeding limited or something fucking happens. It's annoying.
My
like.
fallback is off.
It's actually quite an emotional one when you think about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does get emotional. Yeah, because when you find out what the reasons why he's that bitter and stuff, then you can understand it. Yeah.
Oh, the scene when younger him sees older him.
What time stamp are we on?
5 minutes 35 seconds.
Oh, hold on. I should have asked at a quieter moment.
5
what is
minutes
it?
45 seconds coming up.
Was it?
5 minutes 45 seconds now.
Okay.
And the doctor enters.
What an entrance, though, I suppose.
Coming down the chimney.
Coming down the chimney, yeah.
Oh, and Matt's got his slightly longer hair, which I think he looks lovely with the slightly longer fringe.
See, I thought it was more like Troughton in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff.
See, I like when the Doctor was like that. He could do things like that, and
yeah, remember this Doctor also got married to Marilyn Monroe, Cleopatra, and fucking Smith's Doctor really actually got around, didn't he? When it came to the women, we thought David Tennant's Doctor was a bit of a ladies' man, but Matt Smith's Doctor beat him when it came to the women.
Oh yeah, because he didn't do it on purpose.
No,
I can tell you from the female perspective, sometimes somebody who doesn't care about that stuff and bumbles his way through is more attractive than a charmer like a Tennant Doctor.
Actually, I remember why I didn't like this. Actually, I love your woman, Catherine Jenkins. Right, she's a great opera singer. Right, she sang the Irish national anthem and she sang the Welsh one when we were playing in the rugby. Right, so she's a good owl singer, yeah. But I didn't like the resolution where she just basically had to sing a song to harmonise the fucking
but they set it up.
But I just found that a bit. Come on.
Yeah, but if you think about all the Christmas specials, it was a bit of a quick resolution.
Yeah.
Like with Tennant's, it was I'm going to have a fight and have my hand chopped off, and then I'm just going to chuck a Satsuma at a button. Like really, if you boil it down, that's how Tennant sorted the Sycorax out.
I think this was the story where Smith was using the toy sonic screwdriver. If you kind of look at it a bit kind of closely, you know it is the toy he's got.
Well, because he kept breaking them, didn't he? Apparently,
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Because I think Moffat said something like that that if you look closely, you can see it's actually the toy he's been using.
Yeah, they kept using the toy ones for the Tenant as well as stunt ones.
Yeah.
Well, they had stunt ones. They also had when they were going to blow it up or do something damage it, they were going to always use the toy one instead.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't use the normal one, would they?
You can actually see the 11th hour. It is he's holding a character options with a little bit of wire coming out of it for the charge.
It was that sort of tray thing. I just love the way he interacts with the Doctor. He just doesn't give a shit.
A miss moment as well.
Yeah.
Like even now, it's hinting that there's a lot of baggage because he can't do it. He cannot hit the child.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's becoming his father, and he doesn't want to become his father.
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. Even at this point, you're getting hints at that.
Yeah.
Before the Doctor's gone back when he's a kid and messed around with his timeline.
Shut up moment.
This was typical Moffat doing his Sherlock
this
thing.
Was when he was Sherlock in it. Yeah, this is what I said. This is what I didn't like. You could see that the Sherlock vibe was getting into Doctor Who. He was kind of the lines were blurred between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fish.
Fish that can swim in fog. I love new planets. I'd say the device that he's got to talk to Amy Pond, that's actually a device that was one of these lights, clip-on lights at a Poundland.
Oh yeah.
That Poundland sold them and they used them for this.
Oh yeah.
And they wrapped a copper wire around it. And
painted it brown, painted it coppery brown, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see it now.
Mm-hmm. See, this is what. See, this is the way I like the Doctor figuring things out, right? I know some people say they disagree with me about the Sherlock kind of thing, right? But see the way he figured it out that when he was saying A Christmas Carol and then he figured it out, he was like, okay, I'm gonna kind of like be like the movie Ghost
Yeah.
of Christmas Past.
And it's not like 15 minutes, like 5 minutes towards the end, and it's like it's a drip feed, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
and then he'll have another one later on. It's not all last minute, and then
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah, that's why I don't like the Sherlock thing that he started doing when he figures out stuff like that. Like when he says something and then it clicks in his head. That's the way I like to see it done. Look where he's dad.
Well, look at the fear in the older version of him right now. He's petrified. And I think that's why they knew they had to get somebody of Gambon's sort of stature.
Yeah.
Because this is a hard part he's playing. It's not an easy part. Because it isn't. Yes, of course, the character is Ebenezer Scrooge, but it's a lot more complex than Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
Basically, he was abused. So it's all about that cycle and how the sons become the fathers and that sort of stuff.
quantum folding in a paperclip.
Yeah, I just love it.
Oh, this old chestnut lottery again.
Tonight I'm a ghost of Christmas past. Hello, I'm the doctor. I'm your new babysitter. I know, what a woman.
Hello, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
See how snappy and witty the Doctor's lines are. And compare it to anything now. It's just like, it's just lacks that.
Like
Wit
a samurai
and
sword
bite.
with kosh, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
And the delivery is appalling.
Yeah.
See, that's why I think that
Not
Matt
that there's
Smith
anything
is
to deliver.
Yeah.
the most doctorish doctor.
Yeah.
Because he's very doctorish in the way he does it.
Spider legs.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't
Eat
have told you
crisps
that.
and talk about girls.
Well, yeah, because Matt's doctor, like I said, he wasn't, when it came to that sort of stuff, he was almost a child himself. It
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
immature when he would talk about things like this.
Yeah.
Someone work on.
Have you ever seen Mary Poppins?
We're boys.
Oh, you wouldn't get away with that nowadays.
Mm.
You wouldn't get away with that line.
We're non-binary types now.
Yeah.
Non-gender specific.
Yeah.
So, why are you so interested in fish?
But even here, Moffat's doing what he does best, like the whole childlike fears playing on. They're sat in a cupboard, waiting for something to like come. That's a childlike thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, nowadays it wouldn't be a boy anymore.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be allowed.
Be a non-binary type.
Girls are non-binary. That's it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Big colour.
There's a shark in your bedroom. Ah.
Taking a one up.
It's going to eat us.
I don't know. Running on bloody stumps.
Do you think when Moffat was reading this script, he'd watched Jaws the night before, and that's why we got the whole shark thing? 'Cause it is very Jaws-esque, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. At least he wasn't watching The Thing like last time. Oh.
That's true.
Yeah. Or maybe he has a thing about sharks, I don't know.
I'm just thinking of like the imagery though of like the mouth being that wide as well. Obviously, when it's on the boat, it's like that, isn't it, in the film, the original? So
Yeah.
I think I knew why I gave up with this way back when I first watched it. Because you can't take it seriously, because it's supposed to be in another planet and it's supposed to be another time as well, and it's like out of mythology as well and myth.
Well, I think this is Moffat very well channeling the fantasy of Series 5 with the hard sci-fi of
Yeah,
the freezing and the sort of the fate of Abigail and the stuff later on. And it's just sort of such a
yeah.
brilliant mixture. He's like, shut up, I'm starting to have a really big crush that I'm gonna have when I'm older.
Bigger on the inside.
Yeah, the CGI is a bit dated in this.
No, but it's got that lovely fairy tale aesthetic to it. I think that makes
It was
up
good
for
for
it.
its
It wasn't a
time.
bit
Yeah.
dated, yeah.
In fairness, though, kind of, I do agree. I think that a lot of the CGI, especially in Moffat's era, hasn't aged well, but at the same time, kind of gives it that classic kind of feel to it. It's weird.
Tenet's really hasn't aged well
Well, as
either.
now it's as classic as New Who has kind of gotten this period, this era, and the RTD era. It's becoming more like a classic. You know what I mean? Classic
Yeah.
New Who era. Like it does look at that. I mean, that CGI is terrible, but
Yeah.
at the time that would be amazing. You know?
Yeah, but like I said, even though it's not good CGI, I think it's got a good image though of
Yeah,
the
50-year-old.
fish and all the creativeness in it. It just doesn't look as good now because it's how many years old would this be now?
11, I
11.
think.
Yeah, so 10 years plus. Yeah, it's going to look dated.
But he kept his word though. Even though it wasn't his word and he was forced into it, but he
Yeah.
kept to it. Yeah, this is stupid. This is why I don't. Sorry, but I know it's not supposed to be taken seriously, but a shark flying through the sky with a fucking carriage behind it. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a riff off reindeer and Santa.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
give us
agree.
reindeer.
If this
It's a
was
bit
in
Harry Potter, yeah.
if this was in any
Yeah.
other episode, I agree with you. But it's the Christmas
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah.
and he's trying to do, like I said, the sci-fi take on.
No, I get it, but you know, you could have had reindeer in it, space reindeer or something. You could tell though that he really enjoyed being in these episodes, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think also you got to. I don't know when this was filmed, but I've always got the impression that you can see a lot more. This is Matt without the stress that
Yeah.
that he would have had during series 5. You can
Yeah, this
he
is
almost
just
feels
a loose-
freer in
Yeah,
this episode, acting wise, because it's like I'm guessing this was filmed maybe near the end or after. I don't know when it was filmed, but
Probably near the end of series 5. Probably
yeah,
filmed bits
so
of it. And
you can just Matt is, like I said, that's the word I would use, free. You can see in his acting a bit.
yeah.
And the thing is, he could be doing this one after the other as well, like within 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaz
See what I liked about the Doctor, and especially in this, is that he brings out the best in everybody. He tries to do the right
Yeah.
thing by everybody, and he realizes that it's a kind of no-win situation.
He'd be a good doctor, wouldn't
At
he?
least
I was
he
going to say he has a
tries.
look, doesn't he? He has a look.
Yeah. And Smith's Doctor can do it, but no other Doctor after him could do it. Well,
I think Capaldi did it in a different way. I think with Matt, it was
yeah.
very much bringing out the hope in everybody, whereas with Peter's Doctor, he
Yeah.
was a bit more bringing out the confidence. Whereas with Matt, I think he made people hopeful, his Doctor, after they'd interacted with him.
Yeah.
Because he does sort of become like an older brother surrogate at this point to him as well. So that's
Yeah.
what I like. You're seeing almost like like if the Doctor had a younger sibling, how he would interact with them.
Well, that younger sibling could be the Master.
Oh, in one life,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh no. Well, we'll not think about that. You know.
Does nobody find it weird that like she was traveling with a little boy and now all of a sudden like she fancies the older version of him? Is that not a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Weird.
I know, but when she's a little boy, she just had the fun of the trips. And then when you got to remember, she's not aged. She stayed the same, whereas he has. So obviously, when he's in his teens, it looks like at this point. Like, if I were to guess,
Don't know. It's a bit weird to me.
I look Melina's with me on that one.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you would like to say goodnight to him, wouldn't you? last 4 times you seen him,
And
he
this
was
is the stuff the Time Lords would come down in the. And this is the stuff the Time Lords would come down the Doctor on a ton of bricks. Like they wouldn't like
yeah, 'cause
that
he's
sort of
breaking
thing. The
all the
Doctor's
rules.
meddling.
He's completely
Yeah.
breaking all the rules to do this.
Yeah.
And slaps him in the face.
I just love when he tries to
Let's comment
explain
on
shit
the
to him, he just doesn't know what.
Oh God, he's like comparing it to now Sonic Screwdriver. And he thinks he's done a good job there as well.
might as well give him a blowy. I mean, you're going to be frozen for another year.
Lee,
Well, what?
this is an innocent family Christmas
Give
special.
her a quick finger as well.
Oh dear God, that was the coldest blowy I've had in my life. That's why.
Well, I mean, she hasn't had it for fucking ages. Has she? He's never had it at all.
She froze my bell end.
I mean, why not?
It took me ages to fall my bell end out afterwards.
This is where he runs in and says he's married Marilyn Monroe or something, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the Marilyn Monroe bit in a minute.
I should have told you 7 trips ago, but I'm only deciding to tell you now when it's too late. On the prick tears, and you can never have me. Bye.
I got the space virus.
I got accidentally engaged to Marilyn Monroe.
I love when there's someone is kissing you, always goes, how you breathe? How you... Yeah.
I want to say though, hit Matt in a tux. Oh, he looks good. And I've got a feeling Melina will agree with me again in the chat. Marilyn, get your coat. So romantic.
Good night. I see you now.
They have to be frozen, freeze-dried.
Quick blowy before we...
But remember, you will never
Last
ever...
chance.
Freeze-dried girlfriend.
Cold apple.
Was it ever explained why the doctor couldn't save her?
See, I'll see you in a minute. I'm in a year.
I think he didn't know, was the explanation, basically. And maybe it was too late by the time she got let out the final time.
Yeah.
Aww.
Meow.
Corpses on ice.
Daniel, he's not on my list. I'm just saying he looked good in a tux. So I love this, that it's now changed from Abigail to his father to say basically the doctor hasn't done enough.
I think I am the Doctor theme.
See, the Doctor got too cocky here, though. See?
Yeah.
Eyes off the skirt.
Makes no sense.
The holograms.
Yep.
No, I mean, the fact that they're singing that particular song, you think, if Moffat was really clever, he would have changed the words of the song, used the same melody, but changed the words.
Yeah, but to be fair, Christmas songs don't change, even though we've had them for donkey's
Yeah,
years.
changed for hundreds of years.
Yeah, especially the more religious ones, like Holy Night. So it wouldn't actually make sense if he changed the lyrics.
You're murdering them. You're murdering them, Dumbledore. You're murdering them. Unless it's a fixed event.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how holograms work, but okay.
It must have been a hollow deck to do that. They'd be screaming into the string.
This was clever.
Yeah.
Mm.
A bit of child endangerment there, Doctor.
But not only
Yeah.
that, man, is this not a paradox? And like, it's just shit universe should
A bit
fucking.
of psychological damage there as
Oh,
well.
definitely that. Yeah, just a bit of mental scarring, you know.
Yeah. I just say for Christmas, don't go away.
Up, Amy.
Those are the controls of a pipe organ, by the way.
Certainly do, Melina.
Oh, that's
See how
kind
other
of...
people engage with this?
What?
See how other people engage, ask questions about in between his information dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they actually interact with the Doctor. They don't just stand there saying nothing.
It's eking it out rather than just.
Oh, Daniel, you're not in the bad books, but you're still on misery guts because you don't like Christmas. That's where we stand now. Oh, I love this. The whole moral dilemma. Which day would you choose?
Why don't you go and get the younger, good-looking guy, and then version, and then have a good old shag.
Tell you what, you
On the
get
ice
all the
boxes.
romance out of this, Lee, don't you? Just all the lovely romance.
It's a bit selfish, otherwise, isn't it? Right? Let's be
Well,
honest.
it's about giving this
Banging the ice
version.
coffin.
It's about giving this
Like, she doesn't
version.
want to see the kid version. She doesn't want to see the granddad version. She wants the nice, wholesome, amorous younger man that can give her a good scene to.
But this old one needs to have a good day. Needs to have a happy day.
I thought the song here was a bit kind of cheesy, but
Well, the whole
Abigail's
thing's cheesy.
song.
yeah.
And it's like, we got an opera singer. Let's get her to sing some opera.
Singing into the sonic screwdriver.
Creating a sonic vibration.
Yeah.
He
In
can be a
fact,
receiver as well as an emitter, so
See, I prefer this though over like just sticking randomly Kylie Minogue into an episode.
yeah, she didn't sing though.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
but
she did sing, and she actually did something worthwhile. Kylie out did.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Abigail does.
No, she doesn't. All she does is come out of the freezer thing.
Sing.
She says hello to Kaz. We never seen her on a proper adventure.
Snogs him.
Then when he gets a little bit older, she has a bit of a crush on him. Then she sees her family for about 30 seconds. She's actually done nothing in this episode.
No, but she
Yeah.
was the
Didn't give him a
reason
blowy.
that they worked out about the sound waves because of her singing.
Seriously, I zoned out
Oh,
this
Fred.
20 minutes ago. I still have the same opinion. This is god awful.
I mean, you think
Yeah,
about it, like
it's still-
that
it's still
kid. That
awful.
kid has now seen himself grow old. He's seen the woman he's going to fall in love with
Yeah.
die, and then like he can't see her except for once a year. And this is his entire future he's now seen. How fucking fucked up is that? You have to live with that, knowing that you're never going to get laid. I mean, like ever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not that it's about that either, but like still, it's
But your whole life, no.
And a beautiful blonde like that. My God, what a waste.
like,
Tell you what, I'm surrounded by cynical sots, aren't I?
I don't know. Christmas seems bringing out the dirty,
It's
bleeding
Catherine
minds of
into
everybody on this
Christmas,
panel tonight, doesn't it?
It really is.
Like, even in the chat, I've seen a few. Like, leave it out, lads. Get laid, for God's sake.
Yeah. I think Catherine's into necrophilia at this rate.
All right, so we've already got a few people giving their votes. So 7 out of 10 from Holden. Unknown to 8-9 gives it an 8.5 out of 10. I don't know where he's going with all these high scores, I have to be honest.
Oh God, you're not going to like me then. When I-
Dave gives it a 4 out of 10, which I think is probably about right. Look, I'm still not a fan.
No,
It's
neither
got
am I.
some good elements in it, but overall, and I know they're not supposed to be taken seriously, right? They're not. But this is just a step too far for me, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Love and Monsters.
Yeah,
oh,
so
come
would I.
on.
Seriously, I'm
I'd
not
rather
messing.
watch the Flux again then.
Daniel gives it 8 out of 10. Jamie Knight gives it a 9 out of 10. I don't know, man. I'll give a punch out of 10. Yeah, you won't be punching me. I'm entitled to my opinion. If you don't like what I have to say, well then, screw yous. That's my opinion. I think it's shit. My favourite festive special or Christmas special is actually Voyage of the Damned anyway, and A Christmas Invasion. They're
Yeah, I would
probably
agree with
two
that.
best Christmas specials we got, and the rest, for me, in my opinion, are mediocre. Even the one with your man playing Santa Claus, the face hugger one, the dream within inside the
Oh,
dream.
I hated that one.
That was
Yeah.
just fucking wrecked the head.
I I mean, that was the worst one.
Oh, I think the widow of the
Yeah.
widow in the wardrobe
That
one was
bad
terrible.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, that was so terrible it just made me kind of puke.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I was never fond of the one Runaway Bride. I never really liked the Runaway
Oh
Bride.
no, I like that one. I like that
I
one.
do.
See, everybody didn't like Catherine Tate at the time because they thought she was just a loudmouth. But then when we got her for Series 4 and then we seen how she
brilliant.
developed and
Yeah,
grew,
she was absolutely brilliant.
she became one of the best companions of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this is shit. This
Yeah,
just
it's complete garbage.
I'm going to have it off your corpse later.
Right, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna kick it off. I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. Flying Sharks.
Yeah.
It was a bit Harry Potter, yeah.
I do think the relationship between Kazaran and your woman is a bit weird. I'm sorry, but it is to me. You know, he's a kid, like, you know, she literally, if you think about it from her perspective, she's like seeing him for 5 days or something, or 7 years, or whatever it is. Then all of a sudden he's a grown man, and then she has a crush on him. I just, no, don't buy it. Oh, it's this, we're just seeing Nazis there. Sorry. They're just showing us the coming soon trailer. But look, even Moffat's coming soon trailers made you want to watch, even though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's the Stetson, yeah.
Till someone blows
Yeah.
up your head.
And then River blows it off for his head, yeah.
Not Alec Baldwin with a song.
There's one of my favourites, The Doctor's Wife. And The Silence had so much more potential.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favourite episodes.
Yeah, The Silence wasn't fluxed up.
Oh, look at that. Seriously, even though this series is not the greatest one, that trailer.
Yeah.
They're always good. It's always
that trailer would make you just, can't wait. And then obviously when you watch it then, but no, seriously, back to this festive special. Look, I know you're not really supposed to take this serious, but like for me, I think where I'm coming from, right? And I'll just tell you where I'm coming from. I love the movie A Christmas Carol, right? Any version that they brought, except the newer versions, but all the old versions of A Christmas Carol, even the black and white one, right? I'm a huge fan of that story, right? I love it. I've always loved it. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And that's why I think I don't like this, because to me, this is a cheap imitation of A Christmas Carol. Yes, it is done pretty well, but it's not for me. It's not this one anyway. Actually, if you look at Matt Smith's Christmas specials, a lot of them are very weak compared to the other Doctors. I don't think he really had an outstanding Christmas special, whereas I think David Tennant had a couple. Even Peter Capaldi's ones weren't too bad compared to Matt Smith. So I think Matt Smith, Christmas Moffat, I just don't think he kind of got it right. I think RTD did. That's why I love the RTD Christmas specials out of all the Christmas specials.
So how can we watch this instead of the Chibnall episode? What was that?
The reason why I chose this was because we were on Matt Smith's Doctor, and I wanted to kind of do this as well for obviously for Charlotte, because she's a Matt Smith fan, and because we were doing Matt Smith, I thought it'd be unfair if she watched The Power of Three and then she came on then and we did a different Doctor. That wouldn't be fair, and it is our favorite Doctor. So, you know, like I said, we start off with Matt Smith. We're not going to do them in any particular order, by the way. So
this is just for the Christmas thing then? Like,
yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going, as I said, during the week, I'm just going to do random watch-alongs of Christmas specials. There are going to be no set times or anything like that, so if there's people available, you can come on with me, but I'm just going to, because it's the 15th now or the 14th, so we're only a week away from Christmas, so I said, why not do a couple of watch-alongs during the weekend.
Try 19th.
yeah.
What's it?
The
19th.
19th today.
All right, but I see I've missed a few days.
You got
There
6
you go.
days.
Mandela effect. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So for the next few days leading up to Christmas, I'm just going to be doing random Doctor Who Christmas specials. So yeah, I suppose I can tell you the next one we're going to do. So we're going to do David Tennant's Christmas Invasion.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But I won't tell you when it's on. It's just going to be random because it'll be when I just obviously have to. I'm going to be busy. Obviously, getting prepped now for Christmas. See, this is what I told you, man. For one day, like, and you know what I mean. You prep. Some people prep weeks before and all this, which I think is madness. But like, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to.
Do you know how you do it successfully? Don't do it at all. No prep at all involved. It's sit down and wait for it to pass.
Noel offends me. I think he's secretly a bigot, says unknown 289.
Well, Malene has called you a sexist in the chat because you don't like this episode.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you know, I don't care what you actually think. It's my opinion. So if you don't like it, you know where to go. You know? Okay. Melina says she's giving it a 9 out of 10 because Noel is Scrooge. Listen, I'd rather be a Scrooge than sit here and watch some shite.
And Noel's turning into a Christmas Karen, not a Karen.
Right? So, while some people in the chat said they've got a soft spot, that's fair enough. I have a soft spot for Voyage of the Damned, and I have a soft spot for Love of Monsters. It's allowed. It's allowed. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I like this because I didn't. I didn't when it was released at the time. I think flying sharks and fish is just ridiculous. I'm sorry, but I just think it's ridiculous. Living in clouds makes no sense to me. You know, because we know all about sharks. It makes no sense. And I know you're not supposed to really take this serious, but if you had to use something else with sharks, then this story could have been a lot better. The fish and the carriage, get away. It's just over the bleeding top, man. Over the top. Yeah. That's my big issue with it. And I just, as I said, the resolution is a bit shit. Like, as Lee said, let's just bring an opera singer on and just get her to sing right at the end of the episode because she can sing. Like, they didn't do that with Kylie Minogue. That's all I'm just going to say, right?
No, she fell to her death at the end.
You know, at least she bleeding had something to do and she died doing things for saving the Doctor or something. You know, this one was
that especially for you.
a burden on the Doctor, you know? Yeah, because, like, you know, he didn't know she was sick, you know, and then Kazaran, wherever his name is, acting. It's not his fault. It's not the Doctor's fault. He didn't know she was sick. If he had said something in the first fucking place, then maybe it would have been a different situation. Like,
so what do you think, panel?
I'm not finished yet. I never get a chance to give a full review. Well, anyway, I'll finish with this. Matt Smith, brilliant as usual, right? Michael Gambon, I can't complain about his acting. He is brilliant. He is brilliant, but I just didn't like the story. It's not my cup of tea. You know, I thought because of the shit that we've gotten over the last few years that this would actually feel a little bit different and better. But no, I still have the same opinion as I had when the first was released. It shouldn't have been released. That's my opinion. And now we'll ask Queen Charlotte next.
Well, I love this one, but I understand why for some it isn't a cup of tea because it is very much leaning into fantasy at times. But I think because I think for me that works because A Christmas Carol is supernatural with the ghost, and it's just Moffat sort of doing his own version of that. And in a weird way, I actually appreciate, maybe not in a weird way, but I appreciate it a bit more because it isn't a direct copy. Because he's not literally copying A Christmas Carol. He's taking the core concepts of the ghosts and sort of having the Scrooge character and doing his own spin on it. And I appreciate that more than a direct one-to-one. And I really love the sort of the Doctor being sort of going sort of, like I said, breaking all the rules and going
Yeah.
back in his time and being that sort of surrogate older brother. And it's sort of that whole moral dilemma then of when you do get the idea of when does he give her that one last Christmas, or which day is more the moral dilemma. And it sort of is pulling on something that is sort of would affect the Doctor, even when he's not really told what's going on. You can see he's sensing something, and it does really get to him. And like I said, I don't see it weird. I see it as he was a kid, and for her, it was just a fun adventure at the beginning, just to be out with the little child version and the Doctor. It was nothing more than a fun adventure. And then as he got older, and that's the thing, we didn't see a lot of their adventures, so you don't know how that actually developed the relationship, because it could have taken quite a few adventures of being with teenage him for her to start to have any feelings for him. So I don't find that as weird. But then I am a bit of a romantic, and I think if you're a bit of a romantic, that's going to play better to you, like I am. Matt, I think, like I said, you can see he feels a lot freer in his performance. He almost feels like a lot of the pressure just watching him has gone, and he's just having a ball, and he's just being the wackiness that he's really good at, the sort of childishness he's very good at, but then very wise at moments. So you sort of see both sides. But I can see why for some this isn't a cup of tea. I don't mind Voyage, but for me that's a bit too much of an action flick sort of thing, whereas I would prefer something like this. So I think a lot of this is taste, if I'm being honest, and this is my type of taste.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it an 8.
Fantastic. I don't agree with anything you said there, but you're entitled, money messing. 8 out of 10 for Charlotte. Well, it is her favourite Doctor, so in fairness there, she likes this performance. Listen, I thought he was great. For me, the story is a bit, but Charlotte likes that Christmas story, and you did make a good point there. It isn't a direct copy of A Christmas Carol, but for me, it's a cheap, poor imitation of a classic Christmas story, and that's where I have a problem with it. But I get you, 8 out of 10. Lee, what do you?
Yeah, it's a tragedy. This is a tragedy. I mean, you got this spaceship crashing for an hour, as you do.
Yeah.
Because spaceships crash at fucking 1 hour. And then the TARDIS materializes in this guy's house, and the guy's upset about that. I kind of would be.
Yeah.
And then he continues to have his life fucking destroyed because he doesn't give a shit. Like a lot of people don't give a shit about stuff. Okay, he can control the weather, to make this crash less crashy. And he's just like, why? No, I don't give it. I don't know anyone.
Yeah, he just doesn't care, does he?
I don't give a fuck. And so the Doctor then meddles with his young mind and terrorizes the kid forever, scarring him mentally and emotionally by letting him see his entire life is going to be one of not getting laid. It's going to be a lonely, bitter old shit.
Yeah.
And a genocidal mania, but a person who could stop a bunch of people dying. So that scars him for life. And then at the end, he gets the girl, but she's dying anyway, and she's. And
he's old as fuck, so
he's too old. He can't fuck her, and she's not interested in him anymore. And then all of this could have been achieved. Stopped totally if he just bumped him on the head and then just used his sonic screwdriver and made the thing work so that the ship could land safely. And apparently, I don't know if it was the singing was so soft and wonderful that the ship just came down wafting down. Or what? Because Amy and Rory came out of that looking perfectly fine. A bit cold in that outfit. And there was singing and sharks and fish things. which was interesting. I think it is much better than the first half because like the dialogue was quite witty for Matt Smith. Matt Smith carried it, but Gambon is wasted in this.
I don't think he is now. I know I've had me issues, but I think it was good to see him play two characters, play the father and then play the older version,
which was the same character effectively.
But I don't know. I thought he featured in it. Look, I will agree with you. I think it would have been nice to have him in a little bit more the older version. But of course, the way the story went, it was really about him trying to influence, as you said, the younger kid and fuck up his head and stuff. And yeah, go on anyway.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you give it out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of 10. My God, that's very interesting.
I don't know what to say.
Well, what would you give it? What do you think? What's your I mean, look, just be honest, man. Yeah, you have been honest. Just what would you rate it out of 10? Does it even deserve a rating in your opinion?
Well, no, it's got some good like moments, dialogue and things which made me laugh.
Yeah.
So that was entertaining.
Right.
I quite like the fishy things. I quite enjoyed that. Actually.
Yeah, you did laugh at the start when he was playing with the fish.
I like the fishy thing. I just think the Ice Maiden opera singing thing is just a bit like, okay, she sang one song, then she sang another at the end. It's like, oh God, it's like one of those fucking talent shows, isn't it? Right. And like, does she die at the end? I suppose you're just gonna let her die, like this, whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though. Again,
like a bunch of lies is a fucking tragedy. But her life, fuck her.
The doctor has a time machine, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
An advanced stuff.
Yeah. Right. So you mean to tell me, right? She's sick, but we never know. We never find out what she's sick with. You mean to tell me on one of the Avengers, the doctor couldn't brought her to it? Like we said about Jodie Whittaker's doctor when Graham.
What you do is you take her
to a
hospital where they could find out what's wrong with her and try cure her. I'm pretty sure.
At least try, and then then take her back to like a time where she can live the rest of her life with the younger guy version, and they can fuck like rabbits, and then they can both be happy. With all this, oh, you can't do that, you can't rewrite. Well, I mean, what did he do during this entire fucking episode? Like, he went back and implanted new fucking experiences in the kid's history, like in the guy's history. So he's like, you've changed my life, so I mean, all this stuff about you can't rewrite history, and then even the oh fuck,
actually, Matt's doctor always kind of contradicted.
Yeah, even Amy said, you can rewrite history. You can rewrite. So like, why not then? Okay, just if he can go and rewrite that person's fucking entire timeline. Why don't he could just go back, bring the girl back, and then they can fuck forever and then be happy. And
right. So what are you giving out of 10?
So maybe maybe they did that off screen, but I think that would have been better if that was on screen.
No, it's a family show. You can't show that on a family show.
No, not the fucking bit, but taking him back to the time when he was still fuckable.
Right, yeah, okay. Like you said, can you just give us a score now before you go too far, man?
Fuck out of 10. I don't know, 4 out of 10.
I think that's thank you for that, Lee. I don't know, just shut up now, right? Okay. No more effing out your mouth. Anyway, let's go on to real super doctor. So go for it.
Oh my God! Where do I start with this? I mean, it's well, it's the first Stephen Moffat Christmas episode after taking over from RTD. It's no way as good as an RTD Christmas special. It's basically I'm trying to put everything into it, and there's just too much going on. There's fish fish in it, and there's frozen people, and there's this frozen opera singer. And,
Yeah, well, I just thought, actually, what about all those other frozen people? Did they get released or what? Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
thought the doctor's like, wait a minute, you're keeping these people frozen because they owe you money?
Yeah.
Or they owe you, what happened, doctor? You just let them, you focus
Yeah,
on one blonde-haired woman, and you're like, oh, look, blonde-haired woman, let's go and keep her like,
Yes,
fuck everyone
but-
else?
But near the end, he changed. Near the end, Gambon's character has changed. So maybe because he'd made him.
Maybe.
But that not being the happy end, and instead of them getting on the carriage with the sharks flying through the air, would the happy ending of this story would have been better if we had seen those people?
She dies, right? So she dies, and then what's he got to be happy about anymore? Like, he might say, like, she's gone, she's dead, fuck everyone. Like, they're gonna keep them there, and no, I don't know.
John, go on anyway.
I just think that Moffat can't do any Christmas specials. I mean, the Christmas specials that he's done were a load of rubbish anyway. So,
did you not like any of the Christmas specials he done?
I just didn't like most of these Christmas specials.
I didn't like any Christmas specials.
I didn't like the widow and the wardrobe
that's
one.
an awful one, that is,
and I didn't like the Time of the Doctor either. I thought that was just
actually good.
Over the top.
I thought the Snowman was actually not bad. The one with Clara.
The Snowman was okay.
Yeah.
That
was alright. Special. Or was it not just in the middle of the series, the Snowman?
Was that not a Christmas special?
It was a Christmas special.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought it was part of the series.
No, the Snowman, that was a pretty good one. I think that was Moffat's strongest one personally. I think the Snowman is.
But this one I didn't really much enjoy because I thought it was kind of boring as well. I thought it was just I thought that this doesn't really work as a Doctor Who episode because it's got it's just too fantasy.
It's very Disney.
That was the thing about Moffat's era, though, wasn't it? We started getting into this whole fantasy trope.
It was this fairy tale-ness that Stephen Moffat's trying.
Red knobs and broomsticks, kind of.
Yeah, and it doesn't work for Doctor Who, and the fact that it was things from the past and all that, and on another planet and all that, and it was like Scrooged and. No, I just thought that I just never wanted to watch this again. I think once was enough. Because it was that bad. But
I actually thought it was going to be an improvement, though. That's why I wanted to watch it again, because I wanted to give it another chance. Because obviously, what we've got in the last few years has been absolutely rubbish. And let's be honest.
Yeah.
Even though this isn't one of my favorite Christmas specials, and I think it's pretty poor, right? If you compare it to anything that the current showrunner has done, it's still miles better. But
it's still miles better.
The whole see, this is why I kind of the Matt Smith era for me. This is why I'm reminded why I didn't really take to the Matt Smith era. It was nothing to do with Matt at all. He's a brilliant doctor. There's no shadow of a doubt that he's up there with Peter Capaldi and the rest of them. He's a super doctor. But it just started getting too much fantasy and fairy tale rubbish start creeping into the Moffat era. And you're right, it doesn't work for Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a sci-fi show. It's not a fucking fantasy or a fairy tale show, and there's not always happy endings. I'm sorry,
science fantasy.
But shit happens, right? Shit happens. That's the bottom line. You know, I don't like all of this cotton wool stuff. And another thing as well with the Moffat era is he never let anybody die. So it's the one character that he actually let die. Your woman.
Off screen.
And off screen, obviously didn't show it. But yeah, it was just it does remind me. And listen, we have been doing Matt Smith's watch along. Moffat's best season was Series 5. After that, then he lost the plot. He lost the plot. Series 5 was more sci-fi. Go back and watch it, right? And then watch Series 6 and see the tone completely change.
Yeah.
And in Series 7, it changes yet again. But Matt Smith was brilliant. You can't fault Matt Smith. Matt Smith and Karen Gillan, fair play, and Arthur were brilliant. It was just the stories just got kind of like
the bells of St.
fantasy. I don't want fantasy, right? I want sci-fi and bad shit happens, right? Look at fucking Adric, the way he died, right?
Yeah.
They just fucking did it. They didn't give a shit how the audience reacted. He's dead. Done.
I mean, what was absolutely ridiculous? Amy and Rory were dressed up, and it was like their honeymoon and a honeymoon suite in a crashing spaceship, and the crashing spaceship went on until the very end, until that woman started singing.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a load of crap.
Yeah, but that's another thing that kind of annoyed me as well. There was no setup to this whole thing either.
Yeah,
we were just straight away. Spaceship is crashing. Doctor has to try, and fair enough, they were on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
But even do what you had done for other episodes. Where's the prequel to this? You could have done a prequel to this, show the spaceship, how it all came about, how they ended up in the cloud, and why they're in the situation that they're in.
Yeah.
Well, it starts off at a frantic pace. They're in the ship already. It's already crashing, and then blah blah blah. And an hour to fall out of the sky makes no sense either. Well, what speed? It looked like it was going at a very, very fast speed, while it was crashing. So how high is the sky relative to the ground if it took a whole fucking hour for the ship to crash? These were the things that Moffat couldn't do right?
Yeah.
He was all glitz and glamour. Now, don't get me wrong, compared to the fella that took over from him, right? Moffat still is a genius compared, because there was stories where he could pull it off and it was great, right?
Yeah.
But there was too much. This episode actually, this festive special reminds me why I started to tune out of the Matt Smith era, and then when Peter Capaldi was announced, then I was kind of relieved a little bit, because then I thought Moffat now is going to bring it back to its roots, but he didn't do that until Series 10. Anyway, because I think Series 10, he goes back to the whole professor and student thing, and to me, Series 10 is the closest that he actually got to do proper Doctor Who. Seriously, he's Series 5 and Series 10 are his two best. All that's in between is absolute rubbish.
Yeah. And the worst thing about this is you've got Catherine Jenkins in this, who's a great opera singer, and she's an actress as well. And the part that she's given to play in this is very limited. All she's done is wee shots at a time, then put back in the freezer. Wee shots at a time, put back in the freezer.
It's fucking Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty.
It's fairy tale nonsense.
It really is.
He brought her in because she was a good-looking woman, and let's not kid around the bush about it. He needed someone that looked stunning, and obviously someone that could sing, and she's a good-looking woman, so I can understand why he brought her in. But I do agree, compared to Kylie Minogue, she done nothing. Yeah. Here I am. I'm a pretty face, and then right at the end, she gets to sing a song. Great.
It dies.
Well, what I liked about Kylie's performance in Voyage of the Damned, the fact that she was actually employed on that Titanic, and when she met up with the Doctor, I mean, the Doctor explained his situation with her, and the two of them started getting friendly with each other and that, and starting off, and the Doctor just wandering about like he's a part of the place and that, and the people getting to know him and that, and it's what works for a Doctor Who episode is you have to have the Doctor a charismatic individual, and Matt Smith does that, but this episode, focuses on the doctor's ego of meddling, and it doesn't focus on the doctor's ability that he can actually help people. It's more, well, the episode A Christmas Carol just focuses too much on his ego, I would think. And
that's what I said. There's even a scene where he's standing outside the window when the kind of teenage version of Cameron goes to get the sonic screwdriver, and he's already standing outside the window. That showed his arrogance, because he was like thinking, I know he's going to reach for that screwdriver. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. That scene never set well with me in the first place. And I don't like the doctor meddling like that into someone's personal timeline. I don't like it. And I know
that's totally not what the doctors like. He's not supposed to be able, or shouldn't be doing that, and yet he's doing it like to this one guy. Hey, look, all this just to teach him a lesson and to make him a nicer person and save the ship. Like, well, surely your focus should be on saving the fucking ship. Knocking the fuck out. Knocking the fuck out.
The doctor's never
knock him the fuck out. Use the sonic screwdriver. Boosh.
Yeah,
there you go. It's working out.
It shows the flaws of Moffat's writing. Again, there was no reason given why the TARDIS actually couldn't go on to the ship in the first place. It was some random excuse given.
Yeah, you've got an hour. You've got an hour. Surely you can get an hour to get people out the ship onto the TARDIS.
Yeah, exactly.
And save at least that, and then I don't know, steer the ship in a way that you can program it to fucking crash somewhere where it's not going to hurt anyone.
Yeah, the Doctor could have done that, but I think Moffat got a wee bit kind of lazy.
Yeah, what do you give it out of 10, John?
I would give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. PD, walk away.
Well, I liked this episode, but did Kazran get it in the end? That's what I want to know.
Well, maybe she's into old blokes. I mean,
the poor lad.
I'm going to die. I haven't had it in years, obviously, and I've been frozen for all this time. How about a quick one before you?
I know why I kept putting it back in the freezer, because he didn't want to get me too'd, so I kept putting it back in the freezer.
Listen, did you not get the reference? She was in a freezer. She was obviously the ice.
A bit frigid.
Frigid, yeah.
So
freeze-dried girlfriend.
Well, yeah, go on. Give her what did you like about and what did you dislike about it?
I liked the episode in general. I mean, I liked it, but you're right. The Doctor was meddling way too much in that episode. Yeah. It was like, what the hell? You're not supposed to be doing that. And the episode was a bit too Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Very Harry Potter.
I think when was this released? When was this released? Yeah, I think that's definitely an element of that. I think you just wanted to make it sort of Harry Potter style. I think that's generally the truth of the whole Moffat Christmas thing.
He not like what Chibnall does and steals directly, but Moffat liked to pay homage to that he loved. Like, for instance, you had the whole Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls kind of homage when Matt was playing chess with your man. Do you remember? And then you had this the cave of skulls and stuff like that. So Moffat, he did, especially after the Tintin movie came out and Spielberg and others praised him. Then you're seeing a lot of throwbacks and homages to those guys, like, and that's what I didn't like. Like some fans, I remember at the time, were lapping all of this up. I was kind of like thinking, no, that's not. I don't want homages to other fucking shows, right? Doctor Who doesn't pay homage to other shows. Other shows pay homage to Doctor fucking Who. That's the way it goes. Yeah. This is one of the longest running. So it is the longest running sci-fi show, right? So other shows, and I've seen other shows, pay homage to Doctor Who. Doctor Who shouldn't be paying homage to other shows out there. That's the show that gets paid homage to. Yes, Star Trek, you could pay homage to that because obviously I think that's the second longest running sci-fi show going. So yeah, if Doctor Who wanted to pay homage to Star Trek, I'd have no problem with that, right? But they shouldn't be paying homage to other movies out there, adventure movies and all of this other right? And that's why I didn't like the Moffat era too much. Now, in between that, then he gave us stories like the God Complex, which we recently watched. He gave us the one the one with with the dolls. I keep forgetting the name of that bleeding episode.
Night Towers.
Night Terrors, that's the one. So he gave us some episodes like that were great Doctor Who stories, like. But he gave us a lot of this bleeding throwback nonsense, and then these little lines of homage and all this. Leave it out. Doctor Who shouldn't be doing that, and I'm serious about that. Loki recently paid homage to Doctor Who. That's what you do. That's what new shows do, and other shows that are not as old as Doctor Who do. It shouldn't be the other way around, and I don't like that. I've never liked that. I don't think RTD, and I'm trying to think back. I don't think RTD actually did that. He wouldn't pay homage to other fucking shows,
He would have references. He wouldn't have homages like the Game Station. Obviously, there was the Big Brother thing.
He did play, homage to Big Brother and The Weakest Link, which is like
but they were the show. Yeah, but again,
they were the TV shows at the time.
They were British television shows. They were British television shows, iconic television shows.
Actually,
the Weakest Link is iconic, whether you watched it or not. It is an iconic show. That show with the two fucking designers, I remember at the time that was very popular. Yeah, that was very popular. So it paid homage. Yeah. Big Brother was huge at the time as well, so I can understand them.
But it was more about cultural reference.
That's what Russell was doing.
Yeah, that's the difference, actually, Lee. That's exactly.
Yeah, I said that.
Well, go on anyway, PD. Sorry about that.
It's no worries. Yeah, well, I just was just a bit too, as I said, fantasy and a bit too wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. In the end, it's like I really liked it when I first saw it, but I don't like it so much now because it's just to point out the mistake and the whole organ thing. And in the end, it's like, oh, I can't use it because I've been changed too much. It's like, what the bloody hell? The point of having it?
Yeah, because I got a slightly different personality.
Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah.
What's the biological thing behind that? Yeah, I mean that's not sciencey at all, is it?
That's completely crazy. Yeah, so I give it a 7 now, but I did used to like it.
Right, 7 out of 10. A mixed bag there. I know there's a lot of people in the chat that don't obviously agree with me and others on the panel. Which is rough, but,
too bad.
As I said, we do all have our favorite Christmas specials, and trust me, there will be Christmas specials that I do that I absolutely love. So don't be worrying. I'm not doing these Christmas specials because I want to give out about them. I genuinely did not like this story at the time, and for me, it still hasn't gotten any better, even though we've got 5 years of shit since then. But I will say this, the one good thing that I'll give this over and that Chris Chibnall has done is that this is still better quality than Anton that man has produced, even though I don't like it. It's still better than Anton. And I mean, I sat there and I watched it. Like, I have watched this a few times.
And for the most part, we were quite quiet watching it. So I think there were some good performances that we were really enjoying. But it's just the story itself is
great. It's just the story lacks. There's a lot of plot holes, in my opinion. A lot of things that are not really explained.
I don't see these as canon. I really don't.
And at the end of the day, Christmas special, as Charlotte's rightly pointed out anyway at the start, they're not really supposed to be taken seriously, are they? They're a bit
of fluff.
They're a bit of fluff, a bit of fun. But I just didn't like this one. Do you know what? I just realised, like, while watching it, and while I was watching it, I was actually thinking of all the Moffat Christmas specials. And I have to be honest, the only one that I could say that I really, really, really enjoyed was the Snowman one. I really like that Christmas special. Now, the one with Nick Frost as Santa Claus was a good concept, right?
Poor execution,
It kind of, again, this was Moffat copying Inception. Like, leave it out, Moffat is just, look, he's still to me, he'll never be as bad as Mr. Chris Chibnall. But his era was flawed. very flawed indeed. But in between that, he gave us stories like Heaven Sent. I mean, you know, the what's it, Face of the Raven, that 3-parter leading up to Heaven Sent, that 2-part before that, and then Heaven Sent. Like those 3 episodes are brilliant. Some of the best Stephen Moffat write, but then he ruins it all with Hellbent. So this is the thing about Moffat. He can produce when he's reined in, right? When someone is reining him in, or he's co-writing with someone, he's a better writer. But when he's left to his own devices, and you know, then you get some of the stuff that we got. He needs to be put on a leash, to be quite honest with you.
He's a better one-off episode writer or 2 parts at a push. He's not a good show.
Sprinter, not a marathon runner. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about episodes within the Moffat era. That's what I'm saying. There was somebody that were produced. Obviously, he's the showrunner, so he produced them. Yeah, he mightn't directly have wrote that episode in particular that I brought up, Face of the Raven, but it's still a great story. And I think within those 3, I think he does have writing credit in 1 or 2 of them. I'm pretty sure. But Hellbent was great. What the fuck? Right, I'll tell you why I had a problem with Hellbent. So you kill off your companion, right? You then do an episode with him in Heaven Sent, and then in the very next episode, you dismiss everything that's came before. And then on top of that, then you got Peter Capaldi's doctor, right? Talk to the general, and then shoot the general in the fucking face so the general can regenerate. Yeah, that's why I don't like Hellbent. The doctor would not pick up a gun and shoot a fellow Time Lord in the face, ask him how many regenerations he has, and then shoot him, right? Then what happens in the very next scene? The general, a white male, turns into, you guessed it, a black woman. Yeah?
And it's the line that she comes out with.
One line about being a bloke, right? Typical. So, Hellbent is an absolute disgrace of an episode on all levels. So, if you like Hellbent, that's fair enough, Melina. But to me, it's one of the worst Moffat episodes because Clara got the clean slate, right? The way she died was perfect. Right? It was perfect. Him mourning her in Heaven Sent was perfect, right?
I thought you were supposed to forget who she was.
Yeah, with the worm. Yeah, I know. Again, that's Moffat for you. But this is the thing. And listen, I'm not the only one. You might like Hellbent, but I know there's a lot of fans in this fandom that actually hate that episode and despise it. I'm not the only one. A lot of people hate that episode. It's because of what he done with the Clara character. She already had the perfect ending. And then he dragged it out because he can't kill anybody. And that's the point. This is what I hated about the Moffat era.
I think Melina's about to kill you.
Oh, you're not going to have a fun conversation with her.
I don't. Look. I'm glad that she's that passionate, right, about it. But you can hear from my voice, I'm also passionate. I have to be honest, I'm not alone when I say Hellbent is absolutely a disgrace of an episode. There's no way you tell me I'm watching Doctor.
Hey, wrong carajo.
I knew who, right? You mean to tell me that the Doctor would actually take a gun, ask someone how many regenerations they have left, and you're telling me he'd pull that trigger?
Would he have pulled the trigger if it had been the other way around and it been a black female general? Would he have shot her then?
Oh, God, you needed to that.
No, is the answer. And that goes. That shows you how expendable.
Yeah, but I'm finishing up now, so Melina will have to wait till next week. She can come on the next.
I'm just going to stew for a week.
Her opinion, so you can stew for a couple of days, because that's how evil I am.
Well, yeah, because you got more Christmas specials this week. So God, when is she actually going to get on?
So you can come on. I'll be doing random Christmas specials, so you can come on.
Right, we want a 1,000-word essay.
Yeah.
And why Hellbent is good.
With reference.
Right.
Citation.
I just want to ask you all on the panel, right? So, who agrees with me and who disagrees with me? So, who's a fan of Hellbent on this panel?
I am. I liked it.
Right.
But yeah, I
Not
can
me.
see why you didn't like it, though.
Okay.
That's exactly why you
So
didn't like it.
basically, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of us that dislike it. So I think that says it all. Seriously, and there's a lot of other fans that feel that way. It's because
You're going to
of
get
what
1,000
Moffat did in
Spanish
the
curse
episode,
words.
and
There
it's
you go.
because of what Moffat did as well with Clara is why it's hated. Clara,
Yeah, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the ending of the episode. I didn't like bringing Clara
And
back.
that's not a slight at Capaldi. He did his best with the
Oh
material
no,
he had.
Capaldi was brilliant. Look, I'm not slagging Peter Capaldi here. Peter Capaldi's acting was amazing throughout the whole lot of that, even in Hellbent. The thing that was wrong was the fucking story. It was awful. It was. There's no way the Doctor would do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the third act was terrible.
All me bloody life. There's no way.
But this is typical of Capaldi, like with his two-parters. It's like, oh, please don't do two-parters.
What was at stake for him to do that? What would you know what I mean? What was the reason?
Well, he did it because of Clara. He did it because he
because they
Clara back.
But what makes her so special compared to all the other companions? See,
this is the thing I didn't like about Clara's development. This is why I was like, couldn't we have had Victorian Clara? It was much more
I mean, I just think, look, yes. I mean, and there's that scene where the two of them are kneeling down, and Clara says to him, "Why would you spend all that time basically smashing that diamond for what?" You know what I mean? He was even telling her, even Moffat was saying, "What's so fucking special about you?" You know what I mean? It was just awful.
Well, we know what Moffat was thinking. He bloody fancied the character, I think.
Oh, yeah, but
Peter Capaldi cannot be faulted. Even Jenna Coleman cannot be faulted for their performances in that particular story. But for me, it was totally our character for the Doctor what he did. I've been watching, as I said, all my life. That came as a shock to me that he would actually take a gun and shoot someone. I'm sorry.
And for me also,
there was nothing at stake. That's the problem I have with it. There was nothing at stake. He was angry because of what the Time Lords did to Clara and him or whatever. That's not a reason to go and murder someone in cold blood, even if you know that they're regenerating. It was out of character for the Doctor. It's as simple as that. There was nothing at stake. If there was something at stake, yes, I'd still have a problem with it, but I'd find some way of reconciling with it if there's something at stake was worth him doing those kind of things. But
can we just go back to I don't know, like the Fourth Doctor? You got this kind of detachment. I prefer that. You know, he keeps his feelings very close to his chest. Like he doesn't show.
But look what he did in Genesis, though. He had a chance to wipe out all the Daleks. Right, but he didn't do it because he was thinking, "Do I have the right?" And he was right. Does he have the right?
To be fair, though, he did change his mind and he did go to do it.
Yeah.
And then the Daleks.
Well, he did go to do it, but the Dalek ran over, so saved him from kind of doing it. So it left his moral compass intact to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But this is why I don't like Hellbent. There was nothing at stake for him to do that. Other than he was angry at what the Time Lords had done to Clara. And I'm sorry, I don't care how special everybody thinks she is or how good looking they all think she is, right? No companion was worth that shit.
And who was the hybrid? Oh, where's the hybrid? Who's the hybrid?
Yeah, see, my other big thing, I know it was just a line, but my other thing was the Doctor thing, and it was that line that the General said. I'm trying to remember it now. It was like, oh, first time I've been male.
How do you cope with all that ego?
And
and that sounded so egotistical as well. They're like, oh, the irony.
No, for me, it was like there was plenty of hints before that, but that was the moment I can just remember thinking the BBC is going to screw this show up. The BBC is going to do something terrible with this show going forward, because if they're allowing a line like that,
Yeah, the whole series was filled with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the hybrid. The hybrid was actually Clara.
And then season 10, you had it as well, and it's like,
I thought the hybrid was going to be a
creeping.
shielder, which was half horror, half
it was Clara, because she was a hybrid of the Doctor. We even get to see her in an episode where she pretends to be the Doctor.
And she was even like, even had her eyes come up instead of Capaldi's in the title sequence.
I think we've broken Melina, guys.
We have.
So the hybrid was Clara, and again, another this whole time. Look, all of these feelings towards Moffat are coming back again. And it made me realise why we did need change. Little did we know, though, that we were going to get the change that we actually got. But this is why the show actually needed to go with a new showrunner. And maybe this is why the BBC believed that they just let Chris Chibnall do what he wanted to do, because obviously what had came before. And by the end of the Moffat era, a lot of fans had...
By giving Moffat the amount of power and influence that he had, we ended up with Chibnall because of him having that power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember
I just remembered how bad the some of these Moffat stories actually were, and now I understand why they went for Chris Chibnall, because he was going to do, and Series 11, as we've always said, was something completely that we'd never seen before and something totally different, you know. And I do say kudos to him for trying. It just didn't work, but now I can see it. Now I can understand why they allowed this to happen in the first place. Because
it's the BBC. I think, to be fair to Moffat, though, I think
they did meddle
a lot of these decisions were
they did meddle a lot.
Down to Wenger and BBC.
And he was also, the feminists were also calling him out at the time. They were calling him sexist. And
Moffat was pushing back on the female Doctor. You can see that during Moffat's run, they wanted him to come.
Exactly, and he was pushing. Yeah, he definitely was pushing against it. And that's why and look at most of his female companions or characters anyway. They're highly sexualized. So I can get from a feminist point of view why they would have a problem with that, because they threaten bisexual women. But I can understand why they were going after him. Then I can understand why he kind of backtracked on certain things and did things a certain way. He did actually get a terrible, I have to say, off the feminists and not all female fans in the fandom, because a lot of the fans did like him, the female fans, but there was a minority out there that didn't and believed that he was highly sexist. In fairness to him, though, he did like to put his companions in short skirts.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. Yeah, but then if you look at Chibnall, who's supposed to be the antithesis of that, how many times do we see the Jodie Whittaker in bondage? Think about it. Think about it. How many times was she strung up? Tied up? Like, yeah.
We're going to leave it there before this gets into a conversation that we don't want to be having. But listen, I hope you have enjoyed it. And look, again, you know, all I'm ever going to be is honest on this panel about certain stories. And, you know, this episode kind of did remind me all that was wrong with the Stephen Moffat era. I'm not saying it was completely wrote off, because it wasn't. Because in each series, he produced at least 4 or 5 decent stories within those seasons. It was just the rest of them were all shit. And that's just how I feel about it, to be quite honest with you. But look, we'll be back again probably, tomorrow's Monday, isn't it? Yeah. I'm losing track of all time. Here I am. So I might pop on tomorrow and do obviously the Christmas invasion, and then maybe over the next few days, then do a few more. Just do as many as I can, I suppose, or feel in the humor.
You do the Unquiet Dead.
Yeah, but that's technically not a festive special.
Well, technically, kind of is.
But it is a Christmas episode, though. It is a Christmas episode. Actually, good shout, Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a good episode, and it does have Charles Dickens in it. And Charles Dickens and Christmas, come on. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, we'll throw that in there as well. So we'll do the Unquiet Dead at some stage during the week as well, actually. That was a good show. Good show. Melina, don't worry, you'll be able to come on.
He's got the boxing gloves on now.
On the next panel, but I'm just going to let you know now, right? You're going to lose the argument every time on this. It doesn't matter what you say to me. You're not going to convince me that Hellbent is actually a good story. It goes against everything that the Doctor stands for, and you're not going to change my opinion on that. I'm sorry, but the Doctor would not, when there's no stake, when there's no stakes, when there's nothing there, fucking lose, right? He's just mad about something, right? That's no reason to shoot a fucking fellow Time Lord with a gun.
And the fake out bloody regeneration things as well was just like, so annoying.
Yeah. So you said you never lose. You will lose this argument because I'm quite robust on this one, and I take no prisoners, as you've already seen. I will not have anybody here tell me that Heaven Sent is actually, Hellbent is actually good. It's not on any level. I'm sorry, but that it just isn't. Right? The whole episode is a pure. It's just a poor excuse of a Doctor Who episode, right? You have Heaven Sent and then you follow up with that trash. Made no sense. He should have just moved on from the whole thing. Clara was dead. Get over it, Moffat. Leave it out. We're kind of sick and tired of it now. Like it was this trope. Same with Danny. Turned him into a Cyberman. Just can't kill anybody. And remember, he did this all the way back in the RTD era with the empty child and the Doctor.
No. You cannot class that as the same thing.
Well, you got this fairy tale end. And everybody, a woman's leg grew back and all of this, and miracles happening and all of that.
Oh dear. Oh, we've lost Noel.
Oh
well.
Must be Melina.
Yeah, got him.
Yeah, a curse on him.
Wow, that's wow.
She cyberstalked him and is now tying him up and making sure.
Wow, Melina, you have power. That's amazing.
Never could let anybody.
Oh, he's back. We lost you, and you must be.
What?
We lost you, Noel. But you've been talking, and we didn't hear a fucking word you were saying. All
right. Well, look, we'll leave it there. All I'm just saying is that you are all wrong about Hellbent, and about the empty child and the Doctor dances. The only reason why I'm giving that as an example is because that's where it first started, where he couldn't kill anybody off. All of those people on that bomb site should have died, but no, Stephen, fairy tale ending because, you can show us people actually breathing very heavily.
He's breathing heavily there.
I think it's Super Doctor. He's now conspiring to make people talk.
Well, there you go. Nope. See, just for now, listen, nobody's going to win this argument with me. Don't care. It's I've that's how I feel about it. It's a pile of crap. Right, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Melina, you will get your chance to come on, but just as I said, you won't win the argument because you're not going to be able to convince me on any level that Hellbent is a decent story. It goes against everything that I believe that the Doctor believes in, and it goes against his character on every single level. So, yeah. There we go. That's how I feel. Right. Say good night, panel.
Good night,
Night,
panel.
panel.
Good night,
everybody.
panel.
Good night, everybody. And I'll see you during the week. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. Get merry and all of that. And yeah, I'm gonna get pissed. Maybe not tonight, but during the week, yeah. Because Christmas I need to have a clear head. So I'm gonna get, yeah. I've got me 4 Loko there. I've got me whiskey, and I've got all me beverages that I need. So yeah, plenty of drink, plenty of alcohol. Good night, folks. Have a good one, and I'll see you. And hell bent as shit.
Why not? Just to the end. Just be kind.
And could have been a Chris Chibnall episode. That's how bad that shit was.